good coaching, productive team. Anyway, this will be a big challenge on the road at their place. But once again, looking forward to this. This is why you're in it. So, questions?
It was a 11 personnel guy forever. I mean, that was kind of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of 13 this year. Seems like a pretty drastic switch. What do you see on tape when you look at that? What are they doing, and why are they so successful doing it?
Well, I think a lot of this under center run gives them a chance to to really lean on you a little bit. That's where a lot of it has changed. Is there's more of a concerted effort in the run game. I feel like to be to apply pressure on you. I think that gives some of those receivers a break. That helps a little bit, and now you bring them back in at 11. It's just a good change up, and I think there's predictability in 13. Normally, you know what you're going to get. Sometimes in 12, you don't know if you're going to get nickel or base defense. So that's another reason they know what they're going to attack, right? They know probably the defense, the fronts, the coverages. That helps. And they got tight ends. I mean, they've got some tight ends they're versatile and do a little bit of everything. That's always going to help. And I think McVay's always done a good job of putting players in the best position to have success, using the roster, the totality of it, as much as you can use your personnel. If you've got it, use it. And he does a great job with that.
Blake Corum has spearheaded some success in the run game for them. Just how have you seen that pick up over the last 4 games or so, and how much more dangerous does it make their passing offense when their run game is clicking like that?
Well, just like no different than us. I mean, if you can run the ball, it becomes very dangerous because now just to play pass off of that, you have to honor the run because you popped a couple. There's a concerted effort to hand the ball off, and so you have no choice. You got to fill the gaps, and then you play pass off of it, and you got a guy like Stafford back there throwing. I mean, he's an accurate passer. He's on point. Obviously, he's done this for a long time. He knows the coverages. I mean, he just, he's playing at a high level once again. But like Corum, he's a good back, and they've got a little bit of a 1-2 punch over there. Both of those guys are really good. They gave him a load yesterday. He rushed for over 100. So I think it's a good change-up. I think both of those guys, they're a little different, but yet to me they're both power backs. They're both able to go downhill and slice and get under you and move the pile. They're quick, they're explosive, they're twitchy, they're versatile. So to answer your question, it helps them. I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt them. It just gives them another element there.
Back to news from last week, Brian, obviously out for the season, the Achilles. What sort of mood is he in, and what sort of bind are you guys in at safety right now, and how can Kirby help that maybe coming back?
Well, look, anytime you lose somebody like Beebe, it's going to hurt. I mean, he's a productive player. He's an outstanding football player, and he's a team guy. He's a great locker room guy. Teammates love him. So you lose all of that, and that hurts. That's going to hurt you anytime. Now, that being said, Maddox went in there for him the other day, and we thought he did a hell of a job. He really did. I mean, he played his tail off, which is why he's here, because he's a football guy. And he's got versatility, nickel that can play safety. Man, he put out a lot of fires back there for us, made quite a few plays. So that's encouraging. We got him. We got DT back there. Hallett's played there before. We're going to see if Kirby, see where he's at, get him some reps here in practice. And so, we're good, man. We signed Kazee, see where he's at, practice squad. So we got options here. But, it's like anything. You lose a good player, it hurts. But it's not like we're in dire straits.
What's Harper's status? We saw him exit on Thursday.
Harper's another one. We'll see. He's still in concussion protocol. No setbacks, but yet, I don't know if we're going to have the runway to get him or not. And I'm just kind of, as of right now, I'm like, until we get further along here, I'm just kind of, we'll see. But certainly if we could get Harper back, that'd be really good too.
Yeah, just kind of the mindset, final quarter of the season, last couple of years, you were being chased. Now you're kind of trying to chase teams down over this final quarter. Just how you approach that?
Same. It really is the same approach. Nothing has changed. just in that regard, you got to win. We had to win last year. That's the way it felt. You never felt like you could take a breath last year. You're constantly trying to, it was for something different, but yet you're trying to get the 1 seed. You're trying to get that home game. You're trying to get throughout the play, all this stuff. And now it's no different. It's just, we got to win. We need to win. We're trying to get back to that spot. So all that matters is this one. Just like it was Dallas, man, we had to win that game. We had to find a way to win that game. And we did everything right. Not everything, but relative to that game and everybody doing their job, we did what we needed to do to win it. Played complimentary football. We got to do it again on the road versus the Rams. Very good team, playing at a very high level. So, and we got to play better. We got to play better to beat this team that we're getting ready to face, and we will. We can do that. We can play better. We will play better.
Sorry about that, Dan. When you play a quarterback like Stafford that's so good at manipulating the safeties with his eyes, and you have the moving pieces that you do there, what is maybe some of the emphasis coaching point wise to just make sure those guys are playing with good eyes, with good discipline in that spot?
Well, I think it's just that you do the best you can to for them to understand that he will try to manipulate you. Now, you also, at some point, you can't just sit there. At some point you have to move, and he knows that too. I mean, that's why he's good at what he does. He knows that too. But at some point, if you just sit there and he's baiting you, well, if you don't move, he's going to throw it, So you still got to move. It's just understand he could be trying to move you here a little bit. He could be trying to manipulate you. You got to play your keys. And then, look, we got to get to him up front. We got to cause some disruption. Like last week, that was one of the things we did a really good job of. We were able to disrupt what they were doing, and it paid huge dividends, man. It got us 3 takeaways, or really 2. And a lateral that was huge. So we got to do that again. The front is just as important as the back end. These guys will understand what they're getting ready to face. We know this is an outstanding quarterback, and he's got weapons, and they're versatile, and like I said, very good coaching, and so. We got to find a way to get takeaways. You got to do it. We got to do it again.
Do you like having these like mini buys? I mean, you got another one coming up in a couple weeks, but how does that help the team? And then flip side of that is, first game of the season, coming off the bye, you guys lost those games. So how do you make sure the guys are where they need to be Sunday?
Well, that's a downer, Dave. Thank you for that. Jeez. Well, I don't know, Dave. Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, that's a hard stretch we just came from. Just like Dallas just came off that stretch too. We had to do that last year. That's difficult. It's not easy on the players. It's not easy on the coaches. But it's what's on the schedule. You do it and you find a way to win. And we did that. But you need the breather. These guys needed that, and so you get a couple of days off. And like I said the other day, catch your breath. And now we get ready for these guys, get ready for the Rams. And, we got to put together a good game plan, which we're trying to do right now. And these guys come in, and we'll be smart about how we work this week, too. We'll get some work, but I'll also know what we just came from. So we'll get some work, but we're going to be smart, and there'll be some mental reps in there, some walkthrough reps, and then we'll move a little bit. But want to make sure we got plenty in the tank this week.
After the Dallas game, that was the best complimentary football you guys have played all season. Why do you think that was?
Well, maybe in a long time. It's been a while.
Why do you think that was, and then how do you replicate that again?
Well, I just think it was. Look, the takeaways go a long way. I think here's when you get the returns that we were able to get. Tom Kennedy was big for us. The return game was huge. So you get the field position you're able to get. Fox punts it. Man, we pin him inside the 4. We get a stop. It was dang near a safety. We get the takeaway. We turn it into 7. Right? We get another takeaway. We turn it into 7. There's 14 points. We get a takeaway at the end. Turns to a victory. We take a knee. Man, we were just clicking it all at the right time, and it was like if something went against us, we lost a little bit of momentum. Man, the other unit picked it up. They shut it down. So they score over there, man, we score. They score, we score. We fizzle out, defense gets a takeaway or gets to stop. They make a play, man, special teams, we get it to the 45. There's a return to the minus 45. Those are huge. And that's when all the other stuff doesn't matter. When you can do that in a game, that's how you win games in this league.
Frazier. Did you see enough from Frazier to maybe get a start there this week?
That's hard to say. I can't say that. Now, that being said, every rep he gets is only going to help him. I mean, those are real reps against real dudes, real opponents, and that's the most significant reps he's had. It's not even close. I mean, he hasn't. There again, you do the best you can in practice, and he's gotten some good stuff with Mac and those guys, but we're talking about maybe 3 weeks of practice and maybe 100 reps if he's lucky in practice. So, now, that being said, do I want to play him? I'd love to play him some more.
Is Mahogany close? I mean, how close is Mahogany?
We'll probably try to get him some work this week. I don't know. A lot of it's going to be what does he look like this week? And honestly, I don't expect a lot right now this week, But I do think he's starting to feel good enough to work him into practice.
Ways and just the critical nature of getting them. I don't think it was by accident that your linebackers got a couple of them with Jack's punch and then Derek's first regular season pick. How critical are they, that linebacking core, especially with the injuries to the secondary going forward here?
They're big, and they're one of the reasons. I mean, all those guys, were a factor. But we put a lot on our backers the other day. Some of those coverages we were playing, a lot of them, that puts an enormous amount of stress on your linebackers. I thought Alex played really well. I thought Barnes played really well. Jack Campbell was all over the field. But that was a concerted effort, man. Jack almost got 3 more of them out. I mean, he got his hands on 3 other ones. So he's going after the football. It looks like he does in practice. That's what he looks like in practice. He goes after the football, and he's not just punching blind. Doesn't mean every once in a while he doesn't cold cock one of our own guys. But he sees it, man. He's going after the football, and really all of them. Alex almost had one. We actually got in there, and a tackle was made, but Alex was coming up from behind. He was about to get one out. So the guys are going after the football, and it shows, man. It pays dividends. You go after the football, you see what you hit, you make a concerted effort. One of your teammates gets him wrapped up. The other one comes in there and takes the ball away, bite the football. And we got to do it again. We have to.
Dan, obviously the Stafford traded a long time ago, but is that a win-win deal for both teams? I mean, you look at what that did for you and obviously what it did for them. Is that rare?
Well, look, I know we're excited, and I'm sure they're excited. So, however you want to look at it. I know on our end, we're fortunate to have the guy we have and to get all that we were able to get. We've got Sewell, we got Saint, we got a lot of good players, and we got Goff. So I know it feels like a win for us, and I'm sure they do too.
Thanks, Dan.